Well, as a church, we've been talking about this topic of clout, and so we wanted to bring you all here today to kind of discuss that and see what your take is on this topic and what your experience has been in a world that is so infused with these identities found in how much clout you have.
Yeah, we hope that our conversation sparks an online audience and people watching this to know that we all struggle with it, and the best way to find freedom is just to talk about it. And the cool thing about our church in this series is there's so much online, whether you are checking out Pastor Steven's messages or even our youth pastor Tim had a great message about how clout ain't the route. Elevation Youth, we value being real. So what is the craziest thing you've ever done to chase clout?
I started aerial silks. At first, I was like, oh, that looks so cool and stuff like that. And then I was like, no, wait, I want to do this because where I was performing, I was in a theater. They the people who were on the aerial silks, they were like, oh, they're like the best. And so I started doing aerial silks because of that. And I just kept pushing myself to be like the best I could be because I kind of just wanted the fame that came from it in that theater, you know?
Yeah. So do you even like it anymore?
I do actually. I do still like it. So it was like a happy kind of thing.
I know that I've dated people before just because I knew people wanted me to.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I know that especially my freshman year, you enter in a new environment and you want to get that recognition. So I know I got wrapped up in the wrong group of people, and that took me down a really dark path. And it took a while to get out of that hole, but it was all because I wanted to be seen, and I was trying to find myself through trying to be like them.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working. So I was just getting more lost than I was before.
Wow. When I was in high school, I made up the fact that I smoked weed because I wanted people to think I was cool.
Wow.
I just told people.
Wow.
I never did it. I was scared I'd get in trouble. I knew I'd get caught. I didn't even want to do it. But I would tell people.
Yeah.
For real.
Wow.
Because I want to be seen in a certain way.
I smoked cigarettes for a couple years just because I wanted to be cool and I wanted to fit in with the people I was hanging out with, and then I was like, what am I doing? This is disgusting. This is not me at all.
Clout can just change you into a person you're not.
Yeah.
And it takes you a while to realize this is not who I am. What am I doing here? But you get so focused on who you're trying to be like everybody else that completely flips your personality. That's just so crazy to me how it can have such a huge impact on your life.
Why do you think that clout matters so much? Why is it so appealing to wear the coolest thing and be with the coolest people?
Everyone wants to be noticed, whether it's no matter what, it's sports or just everyday life or just your personality in general. You just want to feel seen by people. You want to feel somebody sees you and it's oh, look at them, I want to do that, because we have our role models and we want to be somebody else's oh, I want to be them when I get older. So everybody wants to be seen.
Yeah, I think we tie our value to being noticed, and so if we're noticed, then we feel valuable. When we feel unseen, we don't feel like we're valued.
We tie significance to being seen, and so the more and more we continue to say, hey, I'm gonna put on these coolest clothes, the more and more we say, hey, I wanna be the one out in front, it gives us this false sense of significance because now we're being seen. And whether we have something inside of us or, if there's something inside of us that people can't see, we think, the only way we can get them to see what's inside of me is if I get to the front, and now that I'm seen, to be able to show what's something that's deep inside that you really can't see until I'm right here in the spotlight. When really they can see it no matter what, and it just kind of zooms out of you. So
what environments do you find cause you to cling to clout the most?
School. School and just high school in general. I know for a fact sometimes it's hard because you can so easily get wrapped up in superficial things and then be thinking about how your peers think about you, how everyone else thinks about you, but in the long run it's really kind of irrelevant. But there's so many people and everyone's attention is always on one person. You're oh, well, I want them to look at me. So you do what it takes to get there, and that's not always a good thing.
The place that we try to be the most seen or we chase the clout the most is a place where we're already most seen. So we're at school. So I wouldn't chase clout when I go to the food line. Put on a big baggy shirt, some slippers, and call it a day, because I'm walking in and I'm walking right out. But the place where I'm most seen all the time, the place where I always go, where people see me the most, is the place where I still try to get most seen, where I still have the most clout. So
Yeah.
I think work can be like that for me, of like trying to stick out because everybody is like so seen. It's like, what's that next thing you can do to kind of like put yourself on? That's profound.
What are some of the worst things you've seen happen in your life, or maybe in someone really close to you, as a result of chasing clout? I think of emptiness. I think of broken hearts and broken dreams and plastic surgery and debt. All this stuff that's a result of chasing the things that are seen. Like, what's something that, what's like the worst end result of clout chasing?
I know that I was in a relationship for a long time that I shouldn't have been in because it made me feel seen and noticed and valued. So I was chasing clout in that relationship. And after a few years, I was like, I have no idea who I am outside of this relationship. So I think like loss of identity is a huge thing that comes out of chasing clout. Just like you don't know who you are in the Lord, or like you're not walking in the person that He created you to be. And what a disservice to yourself, and then the sphere of people around you that God has placed you in that community to influence, and you're not able to because you don't know who you are.
Yeah, that dishonesty with yourself is so exhausting.
Yeah.
I know that. As soon as you get out of that, it's like, holy crap, how was I living like that? Yeah.
You know, this whole series that Pastor Steven's been preaching, it just made me think of the story of the woman at the well, which is in the book of John in chapter 4. And it's this woman who's broken. She's literally in the middle of one of her multiple broken relationships. She's heartbroken. She's left out to dry. And she's talking to Jesus, and he says this in John chapter 4, verse 10. He says, if you knew the gift of God and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water. And really what stood out to me about this is that she didn't know that she was standing in front of the answer to all of her problems, and it's because she couldn't see it. And I think so much of clout chasing hurts us because we're so focused on what we can see. And that's why so many people miss Jesus. That's why even those of us who know the Lord, we miss him sometimes. And how many people are missing the thing that's right in front of them in God?
Yeah. In an effort to be seen, we miss the fact that we can't see where Christ actually is. Yeah.
We believe in the youth!
Hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comments what your cringiest clout chasing moment has ever been. Drop them.
We're both going to post our cringy moments. We'll lead the way. Vulnerability
We've got
leads
some
the way.
very cringy moments. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you in the next video. Peace.